Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I figured I'd just do a video on this. I wasn't originally going to do a video, and the only reason is because I already did one side. But I do signs and graphics for a living. That's what I do. That's my full-time job. I'm not a car wrapper though. I wrapped this mirror in the camel print that I did on my splitter also. And I did them because it needed something else to go with it, because it was just by itself. And I liked it because I don't want to add a lot of crap on here, but I had to paint this splitter anyways. So because it's not the factory HP splitter. So the texture and the color, like it's molded plastic. It's not a solid, nice finish. It needed to be painted or covered. So I did that side, as you saw. And now I'm going to go ahead and just wrap this mirror. I figured I'll just do a video on it and let you guys see and watch. So basically, get yourself a heat gun. And just like you guys, I watch videos too. But I work around signs and sign shop for years, 30 years. I'm using Finish Line. Which one is? Yeah, I'm using the Design Line one. The 3M cutting tape, the wire. You guys always hear about in videos. Anyways, I put this one on already, and that's when I decided that I'm going to go ahead and just do this video how I wrap it. I've only done a few mirrors in the past, so this is the first time I've done it on this car, but I'm going to show you the way I do it. And I'm not going to wrap the inside of mine here, and I'm going to tell you why. Is because my mirror is already black from the Mach 1 theme, so I'm just going to leave that back there. I could add one later if I really wanted to, and I just didn't print enough to do both at this time. So I only had enough to do like here. But anyways, I was only planning to do it like this anyways. I was only planning, my voice is a little lost. And then I'm going to cut it here. I'm not going to use Finish Line on this. And you could pop these off easily too, but I'm not going to do it that way because it's so much easier when I leave it on, when I'm only going here. So here I'm just going to run the razor blade in between that cavity there. And then for the bottom, I'm going to rip it like normal. And I'm going to rip it up here. So I'm going to put Finish Line here, and then that's about it. So you'll see when I set it up, I'm going to line it up over here and put my vinyl, and I'm going to stretch it down this way. And depending on the vinyl you guys use, it's very important. I know I see a lot of videos, but I'm using Control Tack because this is printed. I designed and printed this camel theme on here. But a lot of guys use regular wrapping materials, and it's high-end stuff. Whether you're using 380, 480, stuff like that for printing. This is just a standard Control Tack one. So it has 30% elasticity when you print on it. And I printed this on my own printer at home. And then I lammed it with the matching lamb. So you'll get 30% stretchability using good vinyl, even just for that Control Tack. Now, if it's already like these wrap material colors already done, now those, I don't know what the stretchability is before they start to turn white, those, because if you stretch them too much, like reflective or any of those iridescent color, those weird ones, they'll turn white if you pull them, if you heat them and pull them too tight or stretch them too long. This one will do that, but it hasn't. I stretched the other side pretty well for this area, and it didn't lose color and do anything. So pretty happy with the Control Tack type material. So I'll go ahead and mount my camera, and then I'll do a full video on it. I'll probably speed up the part where I'm wrapping it, but I'm just going to show you where I wrap it and how I start it and do the mirror and where direction I go. You may learn something, you may not. Like I said, I've been around signs and graphics for over 30 years. I don't wrap cars, but you see in past videos, I've wrapped my truck, like certain areas, but I've never wrapped a full car, and I don't have any desire to. I don't have patience for that. But I did want to do my mirrors. So, all right, hang tight, and I'm going to go ahead and mount the camera up. just going to hit it with a little bit of heat just to get a good bond. I wiped it with alcohol. I wiped it with alcohol that you just saw. Just want to get it nice and stuck on there. And I stick it to the front of the mirror so it doesn't come off after. And I just got a little bit of alcohol on here. Make sure you get all your dust off there. All right, go ahead and just peel it. So I just get it started like this, guys. That's all I do, right? And then next, I'm gonna start heating it up. I just go to the edge of that mirror line where I can cut it with the blade after, and then now I can start stretching it, so I'll speed up the view. So this shouldn't take you longer than 15 minutes, even on your first one you've ever done. This shouldn't, but the heat is your friend on this thing, for sure. So I got the initial section to now I'm working my way down, heat up again, and I'm gonna stretch it down. It'd be better if you had wrapping gloves on too. But again, it helps when you have the right vinyl. And I can feel where I need to go. So right now, this whole section here is done, from all the way from here to here. And I've only been at it for 5 minutes, guys. I mean, it's not, you know, it's not real simple, but with heat being your friend and not using too much heat, obviously, is also a thing. So this side's all done, all the way down to here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just do this center here. And as you do it, I'm at a weird angle for the camera here. But probably try to work with your easiest sides, the flattest, and then just work your way down and be patient, you know? Guys that do this every day can whip these out super fast, man. And you can see I got it all down here now. What I do is I go right to the line, the finish line, and then I worry about this after, because what I'd like to do is I like to apply it after the finish line, because then it's nice and bonded when I pull it. So right now it's about 75% done. So you can see it's all smooth all the way to my line, my cut line. All the way here and all the way there. So we're almost done. You know, you just got to work with the bubbles with your hand, like I'm doing. Nothing different. I'm gonna pull off a little bit there because I saw one. And don't be afraid to lift it, pull it. Good vinyl is made for that, guys. You know, maybe I wanted to speed up this video in certain spots, but now you can see I'm done here. And the longer this is on pressure sensitive vinyl, the better it sticks. So just make sure your hands are clean if you're not using a glove, like a rat glove. I'm using a felt squeegee, just a Mac, you know, like one you guys have used a million times. So I got it down to the line over here. I got it down to the line here. And of course it's running along my mirror line there. So now at this point, what I'll do is I'll just heat up the very ends here and then pull it tighter down because I want to have that nice and tight around the line. What I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this down a little bit. I don't need all this extras here. It does make it easier when you're pulling it, but I don't want all this extra here either, because then, as you see, it just sticks to the car. So right now you see that for the most part it's all done where I need it to be. Okay, now I'm just going to heat it and pull it down. And good vinyl acts like heat shrink. You know, when you heat it up, it gets tighter. You know, I'm doing the same thing I was doing the whole time before. And this is just my method, guys, of doing this. There's professionals out there that probably do it better, but as a home DIYer, this is how I would do it. And it's already at the line. I'm just, like I said, I'm just trying to create a bond around the line now. That's all I'm doing right now. Don't be afraid to lift it up. And I think that's pretty close to being where I want it. Maybe a little here. That's it there. See that? Tell I'm right past the line. It's nice and smooth. My finish line, I'm going to start from this way and go up, and I'm going to start from the top, this one first. I'm going to start from the top or the bottom. It doesn't really matter, but I'll show you just how I pull the separate the line. It does take, the more you do with these, the easier this is. I think this was just like one of the easiest parts, instead of doing the whole thing on the inside. I could have done it, if you could see, I could totally stretch it and do it down there. I just didn't want to take off the cover, because you could take the cover off if you want to do that, but mine's black, or the gray, so I really didn't want to do the inside. I don't have to, because it's dark. If it was white, I would definitely have done it, but it's not. The only part left here to do is this here. On that corner, I'm going to get it nicely done here. As you can see, I got it nice and tight. I got the finish line going around the edge over there. So when I come back and cut it, it stays put. Yeah, I just stretched out a little bit more around the corner. You could see it didn't discolor, or at least you couldn't tell. So, and then I just go ahead and just knead this in, get it nice and sealed on both sides of the line. And then I'm going to cut this part down where I'm going to start the pools. Just to give me more to work with on my finish line. This one I can leave actually. All right. So there's a method of releasing the line with the film. And you'll search it on eBay, you'll see tons of them like that. Basically, you want to just fold it over. Like I'm going to hold, you can't really see here now, but I'm just going to fold it over and give it a pull. And you can see I'm already done. And this piece is already off. And then the bottom one is still on. So I'm going to do that one next. So that was the top, or the inside. And I usually run the heat gun on that edge when I'm done. Again, I fold it over, I just kind of 180 it, hold it, pull it, and that's it. And then you got to make sure you get your filament out of there. And that's it. And then I'm going to go ahead and I only use the razor blade, guys, on certain things like this where there's a gap and it's not metal. So I'm just going to go ahead and follow the line down. And if this was like, say I was doing this for a customer, it would be different, guys. That's it, I'm done. How long did this video take? I don't even know. So now I'll just go ahead and heat this where it pulled out, because then I can get a nice smooth edge on the bottom. And I'll use my felt squeegee for that too. I always hit it with the felt squeegee when I'm done on anything that I'm wrapping. And that's that there. This is pressure sensitive vinyl, guys, so the longer it's on and more pressure, the better it is. I'll do the same thing here. Just like that. Pretty much that. I'm done. I'm just finishing off to make it look nicer. I'm just running my nail along the edge to stick it through the edge, and I'll show you in a minute what it looks like there. So, I know the beginning is a little bit long, but I decided, you know what, I'm going to leave it real time so you guys can see. That's that. We're going to do my son's mirrors next. That's the advantage of being in the signs and designing yourself. You know, I got access to materials if I need. I bought this stuff. I always have stuff on hand. Not a lot, but I do have stuff on hand for my own stuff. My son's car's next to us, so you guys have seen the stuff we've done on that one. So I'm just trying to get a real nice edge. That's it. So I'll go ahead and just zoom out so I get it better. You can see it's got a nice edge going along there, and then down there, right along the finish line, and then up here, nice clean edge. So if the car was wide, I definitely would have done that, but I didn't have to. So that's the mirror. So roughly 17-minute video, but probably way less than that to do the mirror. And now I got it tying in on both sides. So hope this video helps some of you guys out there that are doing this yourself. Get the right vinyls. I have my own printers and everything at home, cutters, so I do everything myself at home. Everything you've seen on my channel I've done myself. But that's it. It looks nice. So, alright guys, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, hit that notification. And, you know, if you're looking for tips, tricks, and stuff like that, you know, anything else you've seen us do, hit me up. Alright guys, have a good one.